Welcome to Mo Health Media. My name is Guy Danhoff, and we have a very special edition today right here. We're going to spotlight Northview Elementary School in Jennings, Missouri. And I want to bring in the whole team right now as I'm so excited as we bring in this amazing team. And how is everyone doing?
Just fine.
Doing well.
Doing well. Thanks for having us.
All right. Well, we're going to get right into it, and we're going to start unpacking. As you know, this is the Spotlight edition, and I know your school district at the elementary school has done some amazing things. And what I'd like to do now is give you the opportunity to go ahead and unpack some of the major accomplishments. And along the way, when it's your turn to speak, please introduce yourself. Just so our audience knows, we're going to have full bios in the description right here on YouTube. So we'll go right into the major accomplishments. And let's start with the Grow Gardens.
Hi, my name is Kristen Olson. I'm here at Jennings. I've been teaching third grade for about 4 or 5 years. We received 3 Grow Towers from the state of Missouri through the MHS SHI grant. The students have been involved through the entire process. They've chosen the seeds, the planting, harvesting, and then, of course, the distributing of the produce.
All right, with that, how about Healthy Kids Day?
So my name is Susan Stovall, PE teacher in Northview Elementary School. I've been in the district teaching PE for this is my 21st year. Our Healthy Kids Day was an awesome event that we had that allowed regular classroom teachers and myself, the nurse, and people from the district office to come in and learn more about healthy eating, caloric intake, exercise, how they all combine together to help you have a healthy individual. So we'll talk a little bit more about that later.
And how about the Healthy Kids Day? As I know from talking to you, this is real exciting. I got fired up knowing that I have a daughter still in school.
Well, the kids came to this because of Mr. Cochran and Miss Dieter. They have taught these kids so well. You walk in the room and they're saying words I've never heard of before regarding the vegetables and what they're growing, and they know what they're growing. They know what's going on with this Grow Tower, and kids show me where their names are, where they planted something, and oh my goodness, they are amazing. The kids are amazing, and they are working real well.
And Cole, with that, I know you're going to tackle the student self-care as well as brain breaks. Again, we're all excited about learning about this. So kind of unpack this one for us.
Well, first thing we'll touch on real quick is the brain breaks. We've took it upon ourselves to implement brain breaks between subjects. And, you know, the data and research proves that giving those brain breaks, getting a quick 2 to 5 minute activity, whether it's using breathing techniques, a little bit of yoga techniques, or just straight, you know, dancing to go noodle or something, gives the children gives their brain a time to relax. And it's more of like a self-care thing. Our students, the healthy eating aspect of consuming and learning about brand new vegetables and different produce that they've never had, that they're actually growing and they're actually trying and consuming, incorporated with the healthy plate.
That's pretty exciting. What I'd like to do now is dig a little deeper. And let's talk about the impact of the Grow Towers. And what I'm going to do is go ahead and show everyone what that looks like. And I'm going to be honest, when we were talking beforehand, like this image for me, kind of like blew me away. So with that, let's talk a little bit about this, really what the Grow Towers are, what they represent, and certainly the impact they're having.
So the Grow Towers have been pretty awesome. They, like I said earlier, they are helping us to kind of come together as a building and to just have conversations that we probably would never have before. It's just really been a collaborative event. Some examples of the things that we're able to do with the Grow Towers, like Cole said, we're able to introduce students to some vegetables that they never would have been able to try before. And so what they're doing is introducing them to new products. The most important thing is with those healthy snack days, they are able to try it. Our rule is you got to try it. You got to at least try it. You don't have to finish eating it, but you got to at least try it just to introduce you to that. Another thing that we're doing that's involving our whole building is on our staff is on Fridays, we are cooking fresh organic breakfast. Everything pretty much is coming off the towers as far as the vegetables are concerned. And then we have eggs that are coming from a local farmer. So we're introducing that to our staff as well. And it's been pretty well received and everybody enjoys it. They look forward to Fridays. That's just the beginning of what we're actually doing. We're looking forward to introducing more items as well. I want to pass it on to one of my teammates.
All right, here we go.
So, I'm sorry, Cochran. If I could just kind of piggyback off of what Stovall said with the towers, we've kind of had to switch because of the whole COVID thing, where last year with the towers, the students were more into receiving that produce. But because of COVID, this year, most of the produce has gone to the teachers to help them with providing nutritious meals.
Then let's talk about the next image. What are the students doing here? Because it looks pretty fun.
They're actually taking produce that they've took from seed and actually taking it through the plant life cycle all the way to the actual table. This is students during one of our healthy days that we actually went into the kitchen and actually prepared meals for around 80 to 85 students and staff using the actual produce we grew on the towers. So the produce they're creating, they're actually eating. And you should see the joy that goes into creating pizzas with your own arugula, and you get to choose your own spices and oregano and things and green peppers. You should see the joy these kids have and the interest they have, not only in their own nutrition and not only in the flavor, but they're getting the culinary skills, they're getting the health skills, cleanliness skills. How do we clean vegetables?
Absolutely.
Before we eat them. So, yeah, those types of days are real that the kids really look forward to them.
And they were excited to try different things because they grew it. And that was the point we were trying to make is, yeah, you may not want to eat spicy arugula if you see it at the grocery store, but if you grow it,
right,
it's just that opportunity of seeing it go from a seed, taking the effort to put it in, and then wanting to consume it. They really wanted to eat everything there. There wasn't a kid that turned down anything. It was amazing.
That's pretty cool.
You know what? I'm going to jump in real quick because there's nothing cooler than a kid going to the actual tower and pulling off what they want to put on a slice of tomato. That's cool. They grew it, they own it, and then they choose it. Boom.
Yep.
So
it's the ownership piece. Definitely an ownership piece. Kind of like when you were growing up and your parents told you, hey, you're spending my money, when you start spending your money, it's going to make a difference because it's that personal connection. And with them, it's a personal connection. They're able to have ownership. They're actually putting in their hard work and they're a part of the process. It makes a big difference.
You should see their faces when they come in and we've cut produce off the tower and sent it out to our employees and sent it out to the staff. They're like, where's all the spinach? Well, we had to have spinach omelets this Friday, guys. So it takes spinach. They're like, we grew that. That's our produce.
So what you're telling me is it looks like, as you probably may have seen or may not have seen, as yesterday, I was actually on location at a school district in Rockwood. And it sounds like to me, I'm going to have to make my way to Jennings, Missouri now. And we're going to have to capture some video of everything you just said, because not only am I I'm coming on a Friday simply because I want that omelet, but number two, I can't wait to see the faces of your students. So, look, you just sold me. So congratulations. All right, with that, let's unpack this last piece. And this is kind of that more of that physical activity piece. And can someone speak to this?
Sure. So, along with the healthy eating, we're making a connection here with our students as far as the total health. And so you're consuming. So we want them to understand what food is used for. It's for energy. And a lot of times they take in food and they consume a lot of unhealthy food and they don't look at it as that. Maybe it's just something they do because they're bored. Their snacks might be their meals. So just trying to get them to start thinking about food and what food is used for and how exercise doesn't have to be something that's just burdensome or that's unwanted or something that they look at it like our mile run. I don't know about you guys, but even me as a PE teacher, I hated the mile run because hey, you got to put in, it's strenuous and you don't look forward to it. So I wanted to start them to start thinking about things they can do that is fun. So we listed a bunch of items that they can do that burns calories. Hey, even sleeping at night, you burn calories. Everything you do, you burn calories. So we wanted them to start thinking along the lines of what can I do throughout the day to use my food as energy?
Right.
So fun, tag games. So we did a lot of things that were fun that they can start off with the resting heart rate and see how many calories they're burning by doing this. How many calories are you consuming when we eat this meal? So the whole meal was kind of broken down and they took and say, well, how much of a serving do we have? We pretty much stayed to our serving sizes.
Right.
So how many calories did you consume? What can I do to kind of burn those calories off? And then what do I need to keep to reserve for myself so that my body's functioning well? So just trying to make it fun for them and trying to understand, make it practical. It has to be practical. It has to be practical for me. And I know kids, it has to be practical for them. They have to be able to understand why they're doing it and what it means to them. So this life skills, like I said, you got a big poster on our door that says, everything you learn in life, you learn in PE.
Right.
So, and I believe that it's one of those things where that's why I'm in this. I'm doing it because I learned a lot of things in PE and I want my kids to be able to understand that this is a life lesson. It's a life lesson. It's not something that you're not going to be able to use later in life. This is something that is a life lesson. It's a tool.
Right.
Use it.
Susan, with that, thanks for unpacking that. That was actually part of what we did yesterday with our focus, going on site is, the teachers asked me afterwards, what was my impression? And I said, I'm going to be honest. I could not believe how fun PE is today. I'm serious. And I can't wait to unpack, Susan, with what you and your team are doing with your students. And that's why, again, we're doing these on location pieces. It's one thing to talk about it, but when you can see it even captured in these like 10 to 15 second videos, vignettes, it's really kind of amazing how far we've advanced, to your point, into lifestyle. So thank you for sharing that. And with that, let's talk about now the future with Northview Elementary. And let's pack right away and we'll go, Cole, back to you. Let's talk about the daily reporters. I'm a little excited about this, obviously being in a media background, but talk to us about what you're doing with your daily reporters.
So the Daily Reporter is the Northview Elementary newspaper. And in that section, they have a section that has different recipes that the kids actually create. And being that we are creating our own food on the towers, we thought, it'd be cool. The kids are actually creating recipes that aren't necessarily a healthy plate. So you're talking about like hamburger pie, for example, looked awesome, but totally not a healthy plate. So we thought we need to do something with this section, maybe put a healthy tip to it or come up with just a way to make it a well-balanced meal. Something in that section of the newspaper that's going to be tied to how can I make these awesome recipes that the kids are creating into more of a healthy plate and more of a healthy living. Now, this is for not only our kids who read this, but it's also for our staff because we're trying to affect the student population, but we're also trying to get our staff there too. Along with the COVID, we see a lot of the stress. So we're trying to build that healthy plate with the staff and the students. And then we thought that'd be one great way to do it.
It is. And let's talk about a few more future plans because you got me excited again on this. Who wants to tackle more of the, further develop the healthy eating tips, new recipes, even yoga aerobics and even the most and more self-care. So who wants to unpack this one?
All right. So in classrooms, and what we're trying to do more of is incorporate more and more of our staff into developing healthy foods, healthy plates. Mindful minutes is something that we like to do in PE. At the end of all of our classes, especially now during COVID, it has been a lifesaver, our mindful minutes. A lot of things that we do have had to be kind of downsized because of COVID and because of social distancing. So we have to be creative. And mindful minutes at the end of our lessons has really been a very, very important part of participating in PE and getting kids just that anxiety that's just hanging over everyone's head. It's just been so important. So mindful minute, yoga, deep stretching, deep breathing, those have been excellent tools that we've had to incorporate pretty tough into our curriculum because it's just been so beneficial. Social, emotional, physical health. It has been so important to be able to use that mindfulness, the yoga, the deep breathing, the deep stretching, just to relax and to get our minds back into a good space where we can actually be productive. So that's a little bit about what we're doing.
Absolutely. And Kristen, I'm going to come straight to you now because we were talking about this before we went, live here, and talk to us a little bit about how you plan to use for both students as well as for your staff, Google Classroom.
So thanks to Cochran and Stovall, they have produced a Google Classroom platform where both students and teachers can come on and share some of their struggles and accomplishments. And it's just a good place where they can add ideas, say, hey, this is what I tried. And it's a way to bring us all together and keep us on the same page for healthy nutrition and activity decisions.
Absolutely. And all I can tell you, we will do a follow-up segment on this. I know there's a lot more school districts that are looking into the Google platform for using this, again, the way you're using it, not just for, obviously, as a classroom per se, but using it the way that you're described. So with that, Cole, why don't you talk to us about the upcoming webinar and what obviously our audience can maybe expect?
Well, I think you can expect looking at a school that's actually creating nutritional eating, nutritional ideas, nutritional concepts, exercise, self-care concepts that is really cross-curricular. It's for our students and our staff. And we bring that little aspect that's called fun. Sometimes we don't have that little aspect in the school, and we like to mix it up. So we're going to bring that interesting, that fun, things that bring us pleasure, but also learning as we go.
Absolutely. All I can say is I just want to really say thank you to all of you for taking the time to really unpack of what's going on at Northview Elementary. It's really exciting, and I can't wait to come out. I'd like to come out sometime in early May, if that's okay, and we can go on location.
You better come hungry.
Well, talk about, oh my goodness, this group, this staff is just too much fun. And with it, so what we're going to do is for our audience is, here's our resource. We're going to be unpacking more things from Northview Elementary, and also we have all kinds of other resources to help you as you look about, like you brought up, how to make activity more fun. Also looking at SEL resources, especially for looking at anxiety, depression, and things like that. But Missouri Healthy Schools has a plethora of resources, so check us out on our website. And I just want to again thank everyone for taking the time on this very special edition right here on Mo Health Media for this amazing staff at Northview Elementary. I am Guy Danoff, and we want to thank you for watching today's special edition.